Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthis, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you get released. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. The men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This ain't my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio.
And welcome to the Prison Show. Tonight is Friday, May the 15th. I had to think, what month is it? It is May the 15th. And guess who's in the studio? Who's never been to the studio, but you've heard his voice for years. It's Abe Bonowitz. He's got his posters in the back. I don't know if you can see them. Did you fix it so they can see them, Ken? Yeah, he did. Great. So, they were here for, they delivered a petition on Wednesday, and then they were here for the execution last night in Huntsville. So we're excited. He's in the studio for the first time. And we also have Kenyon Price. He's been to the studio a few times with his father, and I know the Prison Show is a big supporter of Dennis Price. David plays his music quite often, so we're looking forward to hearing Kenyon in just a little bit. And of course, Abe will be on to give his report later on in the show. But first, I'm going to interview Abe. That's what I'm going to do. So tell us, Abe, how did you get started?
Well, first, let me just say this is not my first time on the. I'm grateful to be here.
Right.
Not my first time in the studio, but it was with Ray Hill
On the
way
other
back in the other previous studio, long time ago, probably 1998, when I was organizing the first Texas Journey of Hope from Violence to Healing. So I've been doing this work on some level or another since the late 1980s, and I just sort of fell into it. I got into an argument with somebody in an academic setting about I was supporting the death penalty, and I said an eye for an eye, and I'll pull the switch myself. And then I tried to prove them wrong, and I found out that everything I believed about the death penalty, the truth was the opposite. And the facts changed my head, and the journey of meeting all the people that are touched in the aftermath of murder. Victim family members, death row family members, death row survivors, prisoners themselves that are guilty and paying the price for it, as well as corrections workers. It's coming to understand the collateral damage of the death penalty that changed my heart. And this is what I do with my life, is work to stop executions and abolish the death penalty.
So you, this is your full-time job, correct? And you travel around the United States, correct?
Yes.
For every exit,
Not everyone, it's expensive, and but when it makes sense to make a trip. So I was here. Actually, we arrived on Monday night, and on Tuesday we did a press conference and a petition delivery at the Texas state capitol. Then we drove up to Oklahoma, and on Wednesday we delivered petitions there at the Oklahoma state capitol. And then Thursday morning we were in McAlester, Oklahoma, for the execution of Raymond Johnson, and then we came on down to Huntsville. I was refreshing my computer every 2 minutes, waiting for the U.S. Supreme Court to rule in the case and uphold the stay that the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals had put in place. And of course, even after we got to the prison, it wasn't until about 5:30 or maybe 6 that we heard that the stay had been overturned, and then there was a couple more shenanigans that they had to go through before they were able to carry out the execution. In any case, so we get around and we try to go. The whole purpose is to help shine a spotlight, to lift up activism, to lift up people that want to be more vocal and visible, which is why we carry around and give away these signs like you see on the wall behind me.
And the pins. They have pins.
I'm leaving a whole big bag of buttons for you to pass out the whole thing with. Like yesterday, what was amazing yesterday? The Exxon station that's right there next to where we gather. I went in there to get a bottle of water, and several people said, "What are you guys doing?" Because I'm wearing a T-shirt that says "Stop Executions." I thought the execution was off, and I told them it was back on. Then I had a conversation with the man that was working behind the counter, and he just, as soon as he said, it's just another murder, I was able to take off my button and hand it to him, and he put it on. And that's the whole point. You never know who is ready to be involved in this movement, even on the most basic level, unless we give them an opportunity to engage with us. And as I see it, it's not even our job. I don't see it as my job to change anybody's mind on the issue. But I want to find the people that agree with us and get them to do something about it. And the most basic thing to do is to talk to your state legislator, talk to your federal legislators, other policymakers, talk to your local prosecutor. Let them know that as a voter or a person who lives in their community, that you oppose the death penalty and they're not doing it for you. And then you get to engage. That's a useful thing. And sometimes it feels like preaching to the choir, but sometimes the choir isn't singing the right song, and sometimes the choir isn't singing loud enough, or maybe they're singing too loud. Depends on who we're talking to. There are people we can reach who aren't going to hear it from people waving signs in the yard and screaming through a microphone, which I do and others do. But if we can find a way. If sometimes it's the suits, the people wearing suits. Sometimes I'm one of those people wearing a suit, going incognito. But the point is that if we can get to policymakers and help them see that there's another way to look at it, and it's not going to hurt them. It's not going to hurt their reelection if they vote against the death penalty, or they look at what's the alternative to the death penalty. And do we need this when we can hold people accountable to their crimes and let them live out their life in prison, so we're safe from them, they're held accountable without executions. And I think that the thing we have to do to people is for policymakers is turn that around and help them see that for all the people who commit murder, who are caught, who are death eligible, the vast majority don't get a death sentence. They get something less, death by incarceration, which most people call life without parole. I call it death by incarceration, and because that's what it is, and that's how we help people understand what it is. And when we put it in that frame, it helps them get it. And also, when they say that they have the death penalty and it's for victim families and they're only using it in fewer than 2% of the cases where the death penalty is even possible, what are they saying to the vast majority of victim families? Your loved one wasn't valuable enough. And And in reality, it's a blessing in disguise if there's not a death sentence in your case, because you can begin a healing process. There's no coming back. There's no closure. There's always going to be that empty chair at the table when the family gathers, and you're always going to miss your loved one, but no amount of killing is going to bring them back. And if you can begin that healing process after the trial is over, rather than decades later when maybe an execution happens, and so often, as we know, comes down to the wire. Last night, we did not know. Even after the execution time had come and passed, we didn't know if Eddie Busby was going to be killed. And how many times have we been out there when it actually is halted? It's not often enough, but it's happened. So anyway, that's.
So when you travel around, his group has this bell, and they use the bell. Well, last night you used the bell. And when I mean bell, I mean a huge, like.
I'll put a picture on the Facebook page. It's about a 400-pound setup, including the rack that we use to carry it with, that my son made, actually. He's an iron worker, and he put that together for me. But the bell was, on the side of it, I don't know if you saw this, it was cast in 1992 for Delaware citizens opposed to the death penalty. And they would toll that bell outside the prison in Smyrna, Delaware, at most of their 18 executions. It got to a point where they were not allowed to be right there tolling their bell. But so then they went nearby to a rest area and did it there. But anyway, they've abolished the death penalty in Delaware. And not just that, in 2024, we passed a bill there to scrub all the death penalty language out of the statute. And now we're working on a process to actually prohibit the death penalty in the state constitution. Anyway, Delaware citizens opposed to the death penalty said, hey, we could put this bell in a museum, or we could send it out to the world. And they invited me and Death Penalty Action to come and get it. And we've now taken it around, and it's been told outside of state capitals and prisons where executions are happening in over a dozen states. So,
and it makes an impression when you stand there and you ring the bell and you mention someone's name who's been executed.
Or even just focus on the person that's being killed.
Correct.
And I used it a little bit differently last night. We made sure that we were tolling it when the witnesses were coming out so that they could hear it and have an impression also, and they'll remember that for the rest of their lives. And that's not meant to hurt or do anything other than make an impression that there are people that are saying, no, this is wrong. And this bell is sort of a symbolic for us, because we have a campaign called For Whom the Bells Toll. And you can find that webpage, forwhomthebellstoll.org. And it encourages communities of faith that have bells. Those that don't have bells, some have a bell choir, a handbell choir, or you could just put up a sign. But we're inviting communities of faith in particular, and anybody can do this, to include in their prayers the weekend prior to an execution, prayers for all the people involved, the prisoner, his or her family, the victim and their family, and the corrections workers, everybody that's involved in the aftermath of murder. Pray for them as they're going through this space of an execution. And more churches are getting involved. So you can sign up. We'll send you signs like the ones on the wall here. It says, we oppose the execution this week. We've got the same thing in buttons, which I left you a stack of here. And it's just a way it's an easy lift for a community of faith to say, okay, we're already against the death penalty. And I was super excited when I read in the Dallas Morning News this morning that there was a church, a United Methodist Church in Dallas, that tolled their bells 600 times for each of the 600 people that's been executed in Texas now.
Wow. It was a Methodist?
United Methodist, yeah. So, I think that we can... and there's lots of ways for people to engage, and that's what Death Penalty Action is about, is just giving people tools and information and ways to oppose every execution. There's other groups, they focus on just the innocent cases or whatever. We oppose every single one, guilty or not, doesn't matter how awful the crime was. It's not about the prisoner for us, it's about government having this power to take lives in all of our names and doing it in such an unfair, disparate, biased way that is just the example of what is a failed public policy.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to interrupt just a minute, and we come back to your story or let you do your report later.
Sure.
I would like to mention that this was Chivas' time, and unfortunately he hasn't called in, and nobody has heard from him in a few days. And if anybody knows where Chivas is, let everybody know. Let us know that he's okay. Chivas, if you can hear us, let us know what's going on. Even if you don't want everybody to know, you got my number. Send me a text. Let me know that you're okay, because there's some people out here that are concerned about you.
Yeah, we need you at the Fast and Vigilant DC too, Chevy. So pop back up.
And we'll get back to Abe in a minute. Right now, we'd like to introduce Canyon Price. Do you go by Canyon, or do you go by Canyon Wayne, or
just Canyon?
Just Canyon? Yeah, kind of outgrew Canyon Wayne, huh? So a lot of people don't know who you are, and you definitely look different than you did last time you was on the show.
Yeah.
You want to tell folks who you are?
My name is Canyon Price.
Step up to the microphone. It's really old.
My name is Canyon Price. Son of Dennis Wayne Price. He's been on here a while back.
We actually play his music quite often. So the last time you was in the studio, you helped your dad sing Mississippi Moon. And I think your dad played that at a talent show, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yep. So they're playing it like on a video at movie night and things like that? What unit was that?
Hughes unit?
The Hughes unit, yep. And so now he's on his way. He's kind of in transit to be a field minister, correct?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That's really cool. So what are you going to play for us tonight?
Just something I've been working on.
Has it got a name?
No, just
all right.
Around.
It's music.
Music.
I love it. Ready when you are, brother.
All right.
So for those of y'all that don't remember, Dennis came and he played at the Backyard Barbecue. He played at the Rehab, and the prison show goes to Rehab. That was kind of cool. pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So did you teach yourself that, or
Yeah,
you didn't have any formal training at all?
I'm self-taught, so yeah.
Just pick up the guitar and started playing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Watched your dad do it enough times you kind of figured it out?
Well, I guess so, kind of.
You guess so?
He kind of started putting me onto it.
Worth our tax dollars. Could we do better? In Ohio, and I live in Ohio, they did a study that looked at all the aspects of the death penalty, one of which was they needed to look more at the needs of victim families. And the recommendation was to create a study to look at what's available to victim families, how are victim services provided. And they're generally, and this is true across the country, adjunct to prosecutors' offices, which means that if there's a prosecution, you're more likely to get certain victim services. And if there was never anybody on death row.
Mm-hmm. And that's the truth.
So,
yeah.
You want me to get into my report?
Absolutely. Let's get into it. I diverted you. So.
That's okay. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm sorry that Chivas isn't here, but grateful to have that time and also just grateful to the Prison Radio Show. If you're not a sponsor, if you're not a donor to KPFT, I want to urge that always. I am myself, I think, on a monthly basis, and also thank you to the Death Row Angels, and thank you for being out there, outside the prison for each of those executions. It was an honor to be sitting with you, to be out there with you last night. And often when I can't be there, we're showing your stream on the Facebook page to,
I do.
On our Zoom. Yes. So anyway, so I wanted to start by saying thank you. And also my colleague Gary Whitty is here. Reverend Gary Whitty has been driving around with me and helping us do this work. So shout out, of course, to Melissa Lucio. No excuses for her to still be in prison. So Melissa, come on home. And Rodney Reed, come on home. We got to get you out. I want to also give a shout out, of course, to the Texas Defender Service, which last week issued a new report about Tarrant County, which is where Eddie Busby was sentenced to death out of, about the racial disparities and the fact. In fact, I put links to each of these reports I'm going to mention in the chat on the Facebook page where this show is airing. The new report from the Texas Defender Service is called An Extreme Outlier, and it talks about race and the death penalty in Tarrant County, and Texas's third largest county, where since 2020, Tarrant County has accounted for nearly 1 in 4 of the death penalty trials in Texas, while home to just 7% of the state's population. So that's a heads up. Go read that report. The Texas Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty also cited in its comments yesterday on the 600th. That's the thing. It's one of the reasons why we're here, because it's a round number and people pay attention to round numbers. Eddie Busby was the 600th person executed in Texas since 1982. And, every one of those people is a people. They're not as a person. They're not a number. But again, people pay attention. And in any case, the Death Penalty Information Center put out a report about all the different aspects, all the different statistics around this, and I put a link to that, and there's way too much information to get into here, but just a shout out to all of those groups that have been doing the work to raise awareness, to do the research, to bring it out to policymakers, and do that every day. That's what their jobs are, and we applaud that, and we're grateful for them. And also, of course, I want to applaud David Dow, attorneys David Dow and Jeffrey Newberry, who represented Eddie Busby. You can't have better lawyers than those guys. And that's really what the remarkable thing about what happened yesterday is, because the U.S. Supreme Court is basically stepping back from the precedent that it set in 2002 when it ruled in a case called Atkins versus Virginia, and basically said we're not going to execute people who are developmentally disabled. We used to call that mentally retarded. It's developmentally disabled. It's low IQ, and there's a number of other things that go into the determination of that. And the U.S. Supreme Court, basically the mistake that they made is they didn't set a bar. They didn't say, here's how we measure it. This is what's going to make it a difference. So now there's a case before them that unfortunately is probably going to follow what they did. The fear is that they'll do what they did what they did, and that's kind of an indicator of how they're going to rule in Ham, which is looking at, I think it's an Alabama case, where the guy tested, his IQs tested, 70, 74, 78, something like, of a range. And when your range is getting up over 75, then it's a question. The common number that's used around the country, I think, is 72 in terms of an IQ. And again, there are other things that go into the measure of your intellectual disabilities, but they're stepping back from that Atkins decision by allowing this execution yesterday. Because the thing is, in Eddie Busby's case, the prosecution agreed with the expert testimony that the defense brought to the table. And they had agreed to hear this, and because the prosecutor said, yes, this guy is too developmentally disabled to execute, they went to the judge and the judge said, let's have a hearing, and they said, well, let us get our expert witness there, and he said no. And then he decided for himself that Eddie Busby was perfectly fine to be executed. And that was the basis of the clemency petition, which if you go to our petition for Eddie Busby on the Death Penalty Action webpage, you'll see there's a link actually to a folder with the clemency petition. We don't always get to see the clemency petition, but the lawyers made it available, and we were able to put that up. And you can go and read it for yourself. So that's the stunning thing, is that what we're seeing is a U.S. Supreme Court that is continuing with the authoritarian agenda of the Trump administration to create a space where, we're no longer going to protect the least among us, and we're going to do whatever we can to amplify the number of executions and the pace of executions. And that reminds me that today, actually it's too late now, the deadline has come to today, that there's a new Department of Justice ruling. I think I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. A new Department of Injustice, really is what it is. Mm-hmm. The federal DOJ has a rule change that they proposed to basically allow the federal government to help states expedite their appeals process so that executions can come faster and more rapidly in terms of the frequency of them. So, so we submitted our petition today, and us and a number of other organizations have been asking people to submit comments to and we'll see what they do. So that's the agenda of the federal government, and it's awful. I want to get to my good news, but just really quickly, we just had 2 executions yesterday in Texas and Oklahoma, last week in Florida and another state. Oh, gosh. Sorry. 2 weeks ago was Florida and James, the man who was killed out of Dallas County.
Broadnecks?
Broadnecks. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit exhausted after this week. But next week, we have an execution in Arizona. We have an execution in Tennessee. We have an execution in Florida. And I do want to mention in particular the man in Tennessee, Tony Carruthers. There's no physical evidence against him. The witnesses against him were recanted. There's untested DNA, untested fingerprints that we're all petitioning and asking the governor to halt that execution so these things can be tested and we can see, do we have an innocent man? On top of that, he's severely mentally ill, and he was forced to represent himself at trial. This will be the first time in 100 years that somebody who had to represent themselves at trial is going to be executed, if that happens, at 10 a.m. Central Time next Thursday.
How did that happen?
Well, that's a good question, and I don't have the answer to it, but I do know that it's wrong. And we have to keep standing up and saying, and that's just this month. And then there's another execution. Now, the man that's up for execution next in Alabama has a real challenge going on to gas suffocation as a method of execution. We'll see where that goes. And the other thing is, so those are my notes. Before I get to the good news here, and that's my closing item, I do want to note that we can't stop talking about Iran and what's happening there. And I found something today that really struck me. There are 2 men who declared from the prison in Iran that they don't accept the pardon that was offered to them by the regime, because they were offered a pardon for some reason. But they're saying, I never asked for a pardon. I will not accept such a pardon. Freedom is the people's right, not a privilege granted by government. And at a time when political prisoners are being executed, the display of pardons is an attempt to conceal the repression. And that's from Ali Younesi, who's in Kezel Hassar prison. Just said that just a couple of days ago on May 12th. Also on May 12th, Amir Hossein Moradi, also in prison with people facing execution. I consider this pardon a disgraceful, and I do not accept it. The regime seeks to divert public attention from the executions of political prisoners through displays of pardon. I will not beg for my freedom from a government that executes people. And really what I wanted to share that, because we are getting deeper and deeper in a time of deep despair, but deep government malfeasance. Fascism truly is where we're going. And you've heard it said, what you would have been doing in the Holocaust, that's what you're doing now. So if you wouldn't have been speaking out then, that's the thing. If you would be speaking out against these atrocities and against government, if you're not doing that, then okay. But that's really the challenge to each of us. Is even in the face of danger, even in the face of possible execution for your opinions, we have to be brave. We have to keep standing up. We have to go to the extent that we're willing to be put ourselves at risk, but we have to speak out and use our voices at every opportunity when we see injustice. And that's why I'm grateful to be able to do this work. I'm grateful to have a platform here with this show. I'm grateful for all the work that you all do. And any questions?
Well, people want to know how to write to you.
We have a new P.O. Box, P.O. Box 27212 in Columbus, Ohio, 43227. That's Death Penalty Action, P.O. Box 27212, Columbus, Ohio, 43227. And that's how you reach us. And also you can find us on the web at deathpenaltyaction.org.
Yeah, loved ones can find them and give you their address. What was I going to say? I was going to mention. Oh, Texas has also issued two new
dates.
Two new dates. Yes, and they're fall partners, and they're scheduled a week apart.
What kind of partners?
Fall partners. Sorry, they were co-defendants.
Co-defendants.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that Jamal Howard and? No, I don't think we have them on our page yet.
Oh. Are you waving at me?
Waving at Kenyon. I'm getting him ready.
I was like, why do you keep...
Time for some more of that fantastic music.
We're communicating behind you.
I know. I thought you were waving at me. I was like,
hey.
Hey. Well, let me go ahead and get those names out real quick.
And just while you're looking, I'm going to just say again, thank you. We can't hang out because I got to start driving back to Ohio now. It's about 18 hours of driving, so... we're going to sneak out, but we're going to leave these signs and these buttons for you all to share and use, and
we will.
We'll get back here when we can. And in the meantime, we'll be seeing you online, and let's all keep on keeping on.
Absolutely, and you're always welcome.
Thank you. Everybody, stay cool out there.
Thanks, Abe.
So, Kershawn Ramey, September 23rd, and LeJames Norman is September 16th, and then Kershawn is September 23rd. So those two dates were added this week. All right. What you got for us? Well, I got a question. How do you just, the music that you write, what's your influence? Does it just come to you and you start playing, or?
I just start playing.
You just start playing?
Playing from the heart.
Yeah.
All right.
That was great. And I kept looking down because I don't know what that is. What is that?
That just switches the tone, so you got like I can switch to like a more clean tone.
Oh.
thought I was hearing some Deep Purple there.
Or I can switch to more like a. I got another one for y'all though. It's a little solo I was working on.
Wow.
All right.
That's awesome.
Just real quick before I run out, that's awesome. You're amazing. I meant to share my good news. It's not my good news. It's Richard Glossop's good news.
Yes.
Yesterday, Richard Glossop, who was on death row in Oklahoma for 29 years, and his sentence has been thrown out, and he's got a new trial coming up, but he was granted bond, and he's freed. And Kim Kardashian put up the $50,000 to get him out, which is pretty amazing. So, congratulations to Richard Glossop and Leah Glossop and Don Knight, the legal team, for, Richard Glossop had 9 execution dates and 3 last meals. Got that close to it 3 times.
Wow.
And now he is out on electronic monitoring, but he's free,
Free.
which is amazing.
So Kenyon sounds like Deep Purple, doesn't he?
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, he told me that.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You ever heard Deep Purple? Yeah. You listen to headbanging music?
Yeah.
Well, listen to some Deep Purple, man.
Yeah. You need to. You need to.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. We appreciate you coming.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me come.
Yeah, you're welcome to come back. Learn some more songs.
All right.
All right. Appreciate you.
Sounds awesome.
So what you want to do? You got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Mm-hmm. I can play another one.
All right.
Oh, that was pretty good.
It's all right.
No, it's good.
You want to hear me play? We'll see what you think.
You want a mic, Terry?
No, I'm good.
Well, maybe you can do the vocals.
Well, all right.
I think he's at 1 minute. And he's only 16. So.
Yeah, he's jamming out. That's
Yeah.
good. And he's homeschooled. That's what's cool. You know, I knew a dude that was homeschooled. He couldn't even read till senior year, and all of a sudden the dude's like speed reading. So you just learn at
Wow.
a different pace. I mean, you're teaching yourself. I mean, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool. Next thing you know, you'll be writing your own music and singing your own songs. And I mean, not to put no pressure on you, but I mean, it's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah,
We
no
appreciate
pressure.
you coming in.
Thanks for letting me come in.
Yeah, like I said, just let me know when you want to come back.
I will.
So, appreciate it,
Try
but we
to
got to
learn
pay the
something
bills.
different.
Yep, we're going to pay the bills now. You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
You shouldn't use that one. Hello. Everyone's talking.
Shouldn't use what?
Hey, Linda. We're on the air. Linda's out there. She's just talking up a storm. I was saying that maybe we shouldn't use that Wi-Fi. Use another one. The other one.
Which Wi-Fi?
That one that you bring.
Well, the problem with you not using my Wi-Fi, whenever Athena's here, it works great. But whenever we don't use my Wi-Fi, their Wi-Fi is not strong. They got two different Wi-Fis, and all the cameras have to be on the same one.
Oh, okay.
So mine's the only one that does it, and I'm not sure why it dropped off. I asked Athena. Whenever Athena's here, it doesn't do it.
So when Athena's here, it does not.
Maybe
do
it just needs Athena magic.
It needs Athena magic. You know, Athena, you've got some letters, so evidently you have some magic going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure why it drops out. I asked her, why does it do it whenever you're not here? So.
It likes it. It just wants Athena near.
Whenever I went in there a while ago, all the lights were on, so I'm not sure why it did that.
I blame him.
So, well, it's not just him because I put it back on Switcher Studio, and it wasn't broadcasting, so I had to put it on Facebook before it went back on the air.
So it's Athena.
We're only on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the Switcher. Athena knows the Switcher.
I don't know.
We need a Switcher expert, or we need somebody to pay Athena's gas money.
Yeah, someone pay her gas money. Because we all po. We are po.
Yeah. But anyway.
So, all right, we already have a call.
Woohoo! The phone lines are open.
Yes, the phone lines are open. We've got some callers, and we also have some recordings. Y'all don't forget, your loved ones can send in recordings to your Facebook page, to our Facebook page, and David will get them. David will get them because me or Linda would delete them by accident.
Why would you do that?
By accident, purely by accident, I assure you. All right, let's get to Mr. Jason, because I know Jason has been looking forward to this all week. Hey, Jason.
Well, hello, Prison Show.
How
are y'all tonight?
We're good. How are you doing?
I'm doing just awesome. I have quite a few people on my list. I have one more on my list. I'm either going to take away or I'm going to add on my list. And so
never
far,
take
I've
away.
been
Never take away.
Oh, well, it's always good to take away when they get out, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good reason.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to start with El Jahara, McNeil, somewhere here in Texas. Shabazz on the Styles unit. Nico on the Robertson unit. Joseph on the Robertson unit. How about Little J on the Allred unit? Walter on the Robertson unit. Paul at the Odessa facility. Jonas at Huntsville, known as AKA Lakewood. Jedediah, known as Little Dre on the Robertson unit. Jeremy on the Robertson unit. Alexis on the Robertson unit. Deveridge on the Robertson unit. Cody on the Robertson unit. Kenyon on the Robertson unit. Rodney on the Robertson unit. Peaches on the Bill Clemens unit. Joe at the Michael trustee camp. Victor at the Michael trustee camp. Billy at the Robertson unit. Robert at the Michael trustee camp. Christopher at the Robertson unit. Logan, that's my nephew, at the Bird unit. Rod at the Houston facility. And then special shout out from Diamond to Ali at the Harris County facility. Special shout out from Gadget to Lynn at the Skyview unit. Then I have Norman at the Wainwright unit. And, okay, so I have Alex at the Jefferson County facility. William at the Jefferson County facility. Cece at the Jefferson County facility. I have Callie at the Bill Clemens unit. Rick Rubio at some unit here in Texas. Blake White, some unit here in Texas. I have Pirate at the Bill Clemens unit. Michael at the Robertson unit. Slim at the Robertson unit. Field ministers, I have Guy at the Robertson unit. I have Redneck, he was my mentor. He's at the Robertson unit. I have my ex-coworker Bean, he's at the Hughes unit. And Casper at the Robertson unit. I have another CC, the original CC at the Robertson unit. How about AJ at the Robertson unit? I have Amigo at the Robertson unit. Todd at the Robertson unit. And how about Byron at the Robertson unit? And a special shout out to James at the Telfer unit. That is my new one for tonight. And a big, big thank you to everybody on the prison show, especially to Miss Dani, Madam Linda, David, and the Death Row Angels. Y'all keep up the good work, because everybody in TDCJ appreciates your work. And anybody that's listening tonight to my shout outs, I haven't forgotten you. I know where I came from, and I know where I'm going, and I know how successful life can be, especially when you're out of prison. You can also be successful in prison, and that it should be everybody's goal, to be successful, to make something of themselves in prison. And that's all.
Well, Jason.
And I will see y'all next Friday.
Jason, I have to ask, do you know everyone at the Robertson unit? Because
that used to be my home. That used to be my home unit.
Okay, I was like, damn, he knows everyone at the Robertson unit. Okay, well that makes sense.
I am working. I am working on getting new names, and that's the reason why I have the new one for Telford tonight.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you'll get a lot more. Maybe people will be getting out, and you'll be able to take them off. So.
Well, I ask people here that's in the facility that I'm at, because I'm on parole, and I ask everybody here if they want to do any kind of special shout-outs, and that's how I'm adding them to my list.
Oh, good. Good. That's great. Well, we appreciate you calling in every week. We look forward to it. In fact, last night we were talking about it at the execution protest that Jason calls in every week. So we appreciate you, and we hope you have a great weekend.
Thank y'all very much, and y'all have a good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. How about Tiffany? No. Okay. No. Let's get to Eva.
Hey Trey, what was your Friday like? Yeah, right now while getting the shout out ready, I'm also working on the metalhead version of you. So far you've become a, let's say, normal metalhead, but I'm still working or thinking about creating a black metal version of you. Maybe this can serve as an inspiration in case you ever want to go to a concert with me. But you know, you could come as you are. Yeah, speaking about the acknowledgements, okay, well, thank you, Cutie, for wanting me to be mentioned there. And of course, that's okay. You know, I'm not afraid of any unwanted attention, but I appreciate your thoughtfulness. I think Eva Monet might sound better than Eva B, if you don't want to write out the full name. Yeah, I'm good with whatever you decide to do, Cutie. Me becoming a soldier just to buy some Popeye's chicken. You said it would be my luck that Germany goes to war soon after. Yeah, I can see that. Imagine me standing there with a bucket of chicken wings in one hand and maybe a comic in the other. I would be like, Oh, I have to go see my mom, and she doesn't like other people showing up. Sorry, bye. I would be probably gone in a Speedy Gonzales type of way while making sure not to lose the bucket of food or the comics, because that's all I came for, right? Yeah, on Saturday there's another MMA fight. I'm having a little difficulty this time choosing my 3 winners. There's one guy who might possibly win, but he's been a bit annoying lately, so I don't really want to pick him. I will find someone else though, latest after the weigh-ins. Okay, cutie, I'm glad these shoutouts bring a smile to your face. And always hold on to the dream you had, that's the way to go. Okay, cutie, I want to wish you a great weekend. Be good, Trey. Bye, Daddy. Sending you some love as always.
It puts a smile on everyone's face. You're awesome, Eva. All right. Now how about Tiffany now?
Oh, wow. Did I get skipped? Okay.
No, you're on.
Okay, this is Tiffany. I'd like to send a shout out to my husband, Chop, in the FFC Houston. Hey, baby, I'm here upstairs. We in Kalani are laying down already. We already had dinner. Just waiting to do the shout out to you. Just wanted to let you know that we are thinking about you and miss you so much. The visit went great today, like always, because I get to see you, of course. Call me as soon as you get up tomorrow, okay? And also, on behalf of my husband, Chop, he would like to send a shout-out to Fofo, Ken, and Ricky Minaj. But that's it for tonight. Just wanted to let you know that I love you, baby, and I miss you. And I hope to hear from you tomorrow in the morning when you get up. Have a good night. My baby, sweet dreams. Dream about me, okay? Mwah. I love you. Thank you guys so much. That's my shout-out.
Thank you, Tiffany. Have a great weekend.
You do the same. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. How about Miss Alice? Hey, Miss Alice.
Hi, I hope you can hear me. My network is very crappy. My shout-out tonight is for Woody at the Polanski unit. I hope your tablet is still hanging on. I am sad this week, marks the 600th killing in your state. I think incarceration is already a massive punishment, especially there is no need to add something else on top of that. I just wanted to tell you to stay strong, confident, and positive. I know you are a very resilient person and you can overcome everything. I write you soon. Take care, Woody. Thank you, Prison Show. Good night and good weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Alice. Have a great weekend. All right. How about Eva Maria?
Good evening, everybody. This is Eva Maria from Germany. It's quite late now in Germany, and probably I will be asleep by the time that you will listen to this message. And I would like to greet you all, and I would like to say, don't give up. I think there is something precious and indestructible in every one of us. And maybe it's like an inner core which is like a diamond, and we sometimes forget it or don't believe that we are precious. But we are, and I think we should remind ourselves and each other of this. And this indestructible core, some may call it dignity, and some may call it, I am loved. And I do hope that once in a while you can find access to this inner core, despite all the outer turmoil, and maybe despite being bullied or despite feeling lonely. Don't forget this inner core of you. You are precious. I know I repeat myself, but it's so important you can't repeat it too often. Good night, Eva Maria.
I love listening to her voice. So, all right, let's get to another voice I like listening to, Caitlin. Miss Caitlin.
Hola, Beto. I hope that you're in good health, spirits, staying safe, and smiling. As for me, all is good. I'm not too long in from the store. I had to do some grocery shopping. And I'm here with Belle, and she is playing with her toy. I got her a new toy. It's like a little elephant with a big long head. I mean, I should say a big long neck. Because she likes the long toys. So hopefully she likes them. I think she does, yeah. He's getting a good old shaking around anyway. Other than that, yeah, please note in my heart, thoughts and prayers. I also want to give a big shout out to the guys, Eric, Mark, Will, Debo and Rudy. And hope you all are doing good. So good night, y'all, and sweet dreams. And to everybody at the prison show, a big, big thank you for making this happen.
Wow, her dog was enjoying that toy.
Sound like she's going kind of fast tonight, huh?
Yeah, it did sound like that. Maybe it's because Belle was wrestling with that toy. How's Diamond doing?
You know, Diamond's ears keeps getting infected, and we keep giving her medicine and putting drops in her ear. And then, like last night, she kept me up. She was flopping her ear, going back and forth. I guess she's kind of trying to itch it or whatever, you know. And so I got up and spent some time with her and gave her one of her magic pills, and she was able to go back to sleep. They got it. It's called Aliquil or something like that, but it's supposed to be a painkiller. But I think what it does is it makes her go to sleep so she don't realize she's itching.
Aww.
But she's not digging the ear. At least it's not bleeding. We had it for a long time. We had a cone put on her because she kept digging her ear and it would get to bleeding. But now she don't like us cleaning it out. And she'll go out and she'll roll in the ground and do all that stuff and get all that dirt down in her ear. And then she'll mess with it and she gets a yeast infection. So it's...
Really? In her ear?
In her ear. And it's always the same ear. So I don't know. I'm thinking about plugging it up or something.
Just plugging up the ear.
Well, I'm scared that she's going to end up hurting herself so bad that she loses her hearing or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I spend a lot of money on that, on a poor girl. So,
Poor baby.
It's an automatic $195 every month.
Oh, for the medicine?
For the medicine, yeah. So I'm thinking about going back to the vet and seeing if spend another $300 just to see if maybe we can change her medicine and come up with a different plan. I mean, if it's not working.
Yeah.
So
if it's not working, then you
got to do something, huh?
Yeah.
But she's such a lover. She really is.
Aww.
And it's weird too because she's a big ball of muscle and she don't even realize it. She thinks she's a little puppy dog.
And she's not.
She'll jump on you if you're not paying attention. She'll jump in your lap or whenever I'm laying up in the bed, she tries to lay on my belly. She thinks it's a big old pillow, I guess.
That's funny. Poor little baby.
I'll roll over on my side at night, trying to give her more room so she'll leave me alone, and she'll put her head up on my hip and just let out a big old sigh.
Oh, she loves you.
Well, she does the same thing, Daddy. She's a very loving dog. She always wants attention.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah, but at least she's not bleeding. That was my biggest deal. She kept scratching it and scratching it and scratching it, and then it'd be all bloody and raw. Not just on the outside either. I mean, she gets down in there somehow. So we've got all that stopped, but we just keep giving her that medication, but it doesn't go away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does soon.
I'm glad I don't have that problem, though.
I know.
I can't flop my head like she does.
No. Well, you don't roll around in the dirt either.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, sometimes. I don't want to see that.
Well, whenever I may not be actually rolling around in the dirt, but whenever I'm on the tractor cutting the property, yeah, I'm pretty dirty. So it goes everywhere.
Okay, what about Mrs. Austin? We're coming, Mrs. Austin. We're ahead. There you are.
I want to give a shout out to my husband, Kevin. He's here in Houston, and tell you I love you. Happy belated 50th birthday, which was on Monday. And I am praying for you, and will continue to pray for you. And have a good night. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. You have a great weekend. All right. Carrie. Let's get to Carrie.
I think before we go to Carrie, we ought to sing her happy birthday. Today is her birthday.
Yes, it is.
Across the pond.
I don't know about singing.
Well, that's what she called. Oh, why not? We sing for everybody else.
We do?
Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carrie. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Yay, Carrie. We love you, Carrie.
Hi everybody, it's Kerry from across the pond, and I say across the pond because ocean sounds very, very far away, but pond sounds like I'm a little bit closer even though we are Atlantic Ocean away. And yes, I just wanted to, so firstly, some serious news. Is I want to send the units of Edward Busby and Raymond Johnson my condolences. They've lost their friend and buddy, and also to their family and friends too. Also, I hope everybody has had a brilliant Mother's Day on Sunday, those near or far. Today, believe it or not, is my birthday, and I don't drink, but if you want to buy Kerry a virtual coffee, why not donate to the prison show, you know, what you would spend on a Starbucks, so, or a Wendy's or whatever, you know, because the prison show does a lot for our families, our brothers and sisters incarcerated. So if you want to buy Kerry a virtual cup of coffee, please donate, because at the end of the day, without the prison show, I wouldn't be even doing this shout out to you all. And yeah, as I say, these shout outs are very, very important to our brothers, sisters, wives, sons, husbands, uncles, aunties, granddads, grandmas, who are behind those bars, and the sound of our voices probably lifts them up for the day when they're listening to us. Some great men to shout out tonight. Obviously, Robert Robertson, Kelsey Young, and Greg Bryant. You're absolutely amazing people. And brilliant news about Richard Glossop. Brilliant news. It gives us a lot of hope. He's now, outside for 30 odd years. As I say, just sending you everyone lots of love and hugs, and everyone in the prison show. There's lots of people to mention, but I don't have a lot of time to mention you all, or else this could be a 10-minute shout out, and I'll be taking up other people's time to give a good shout out to. As I say, you lot take care. I've got to go and do adulting things all over again. That never ends, even though it's your birthday. Right, guys and gals and everyone in between, lots of love from me, and you take care, everyone. Lots of love and hugs. Bye!
And we love you, Miss Carrie. I didn't know you knew Greg and Kelsey. Yay, I'm glad you're writing to them. And you know who else we got something from?
Bobby Moore?
Bobby Moore. So, I know. Heads up, everyone. Bobby Moore, I know everyone on death row, the men's unit, and I think Ramsey, he was at Ramsey. Bobby Moore just emailed. Who did he send it to?
The Prison Show. ThePrisonShow.net.
Oh, okay. He said, how you brothers and sisters at the prison show, hope all is doing well, and to all the men and women on death row, stay strong and positive always, praying and thinking of you all. God bless, Bobby Moore. And we wish we could hug you, Bobby.
Wherever you're at, you're always welcome.
Yeah, you can definitely stop by the studio. We would love to have you. And I know the guys would love for you to be on. All right. I think Miss Lydia's been holding for a minute. Just a minute. Just a little. Hey, Miss Lydia.
Yes, hi. Hey, Miss Dani, how are you? Yes, I was already falling asleep.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Had a long day. Yeah. Yeah, but I just want to wish my son a good night. And and tell him that I love him and I miss him. And my hellos to Big Will, to Eric, to Roderick, and to Mark and Brandon. Just want to wish you all a good night and get some rest and some sleep. And God willing, we'll have another day tomorrow, God willing. Okay? Good night, mijo. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you and miss you. And hellos to the prison show, to Danny, Linda, and David. You all have a good night.
You too, Miss Lydia.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. And I know a couple of people, not a couple, quite a few people asked me to send them Eddie Busby's last words. And normally I read them on when Linda and I have our segment. I read the last words of anyone executed. But Eddie had a lot to say. And I think that I would definitely send them to you via e-message. But he definitely had a lot to say, and good for him. I'm glad he did. All right, we have Kiki.
Hi, this message is for Rodney at the Punsk unit. Hey Rodney, it's Kiki, just calling in to wish you a wonderful evening. Let you know I'm thinking of you, missing you, and just waiting for you to call me back. Laying here watching TV. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful evening, great week, and I will speak to you here shortly. Have a great night, Rodney. I love you. Mwah, mwah. Thank you, David. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Linda. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night, wonderful week, and great evening. God bless.
Thank you, Kiki. Okay, let's see. How about Mr. Freddie? He's on the line. We're going to get to Mr. Freddie. He hadn't called in for a little while. Hey, Freddie.
Hey, I'm going to do a shout out to my brother and James Dudley at the Wireless Pack Unit. And ask everybody up there, man, all my friends, I need just prayer for healing. Yeah, they're always involved in that accident. And I'm really got 2 weeks ago, I had to have open heart surgery. And I'm in recovery right now. They went and injected my neck because I had some herniated disc and compressed nerves also in my back. But it made my situation much, much worse to the point where I had to have a 29-hour open heart surgery.
How long did you say, Freddie?
It was about 29 hours, a little over.
29-hour surgery?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah. Yes, I am so hurt right now. It was a very long surgery. I'm lucky to be alive.
Well, we're glad you're doing better. Are you still in the hospital?
No, this is my first week at home. I stayed in the hospital a week, about 10 days. Got home not too long ago, and I'm in recovery right now. I don't have all the hoses on me anymore, so I'm starting to recover. It's extremely painful though, but everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, everything will be okay. Do you have anyone taking care of you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got a nurse that's here with me all the time.
Okay, well that's good. Well, I'm sorry to hear about everything, Freddie. We hope that you get better every day. You get better quickly.
Yeah, look, it's gonna be a daily process. I didn't know it was this painful to go through this kind of situation, but man, I got surgery all the way down my legs.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But hey, like I said, I'm alive, and God is good, and I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better.
Absolutely, you will. You're gonna have to get better because you're gonna have to come back over to the studio and help us out over here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm fixing to. I'm working on retirement right now. Pretty soon I'll be free.
Well, that's good. That's a good word, retirement. It's a very good
It
word.
is. It is. I gave it all I could. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, thank you, Freddie, for calling in. We appreciate you, and give us a call if you need anything.
No, I'll tell them. Just I need prayer for my brothers behind the bars over there, man. They're good prayer warriors. Y'all pray for me, man, and I know y'all good. Y'all prayers are strong, man. So y'all pray for me, man. Y'all get together for me, and I will be seeing y'all soon.
All right, Freddie. Well, you get some rest this weekend.
Well, I am. That's all I can do. Hey, move.
Right? Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah. Hey, move.
Well, okay, Freddie. You get some rest and give us a call when you can next Friday if you can.
I'll try. Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, man. That's sad.
I knew he got hurt in that accident, but I didn't know he had the open heart surgery.
29-hour surgery.
Wow.
That's all.
Well, thank God for being there for him.
Yeah. All right. How about Mike, the not-so-mysterious Mike?
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike doing his shout-outs for the historic prison show on the Mighty 90 KPFT. Here's my shout-outs. The guys of Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout-out for Philip Perez. Shout-out for Matt Thomas, Edward Ruiz, Adam Wilkerson. Shout-out for Aaron Vasquez, Haas, Keith Money. Tasha wants me to do a shout-out for Payday. Shout-out for Oz. Shout-out for Curtis Robertson. Shout-out for Jesse Cortez. Shout-out to Raymond Lee Cart, and a special shout-out to Clarence Lee Bowman. Hope everybody's doing well. And remember to donate to the Mighty 90 KPFT and the Historic Prison Show. And on May 19th, 1836 was the Fort Parker Massacre, where the Comanches battled with the new Texas soldiers. And Cynthia Ann Parker, who was captured and then raised by the Cherokees, and she later married Chief Nakona, and her son was Quanah Parker, the last Indian Comanche chief that battled with the soldiers and the Texas Rangers in the Texas Panhandle. Hope everybody's going well, and you can continue to write to Mysterious Mike in care of David Collingsworth. And now, adios. Y'all have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
I was going to ask, is Payday, I forgot who it is. Someone does a shout out to Payday.
It's at the club, right?
Right, but are they shouting out to Payday like, hey, Payday, my payday was today, so am I shouting out for Payday? Or is Payday a person?
Payday's a person.
Okay. All right. I mean, who knows with Mike? I shout out to my Payday all the time. All right. Let's get to Lupe.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Okay, well, first of all, I wanted to let y'all know that I am sending prayers for that gentleman that just got out of surgery. I believe his name is Freddie.
Yes.
I was hearing him on that, and he'd get better, like you said, every single day, get better and better and better. He's going to be okay. Second of all, I'm calling to do a shout out for Isidro de la Cruz in the Polonsky unit. And I want to let him know that I did receive his mail. I was out of town when the mail came to my house, but when I got back, I didn't receive his mail, and I did what I needed to do, and also wanted to let him know that I have him in my continued prayers, him and his whole family, and also to let him know that we're going to have company this summer that's going to visit all the family. So that's the good news for us all. He's coming this summer and spending some time with all of us here, and I can't wait to talk to your mom about that. And I just want to let you know that I have you in my continued prayers, and take care of yourself, and you are loved. And thank you all so very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Same to you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Now, is this Rashid? Is that how you pronounce it? Rashid.
This is Rashid Weston calling in from New York. Big shout outs to Texas and the Prison Show. You are all amazing. Also, Mr. Abraham Barnowitz, you are a great man with a huge heart. I really respect how you relentlessly fight to save the lives of all the prisoners on death row across the United States. Life is rough in prison and can be mentally overwhelming. So it's always very uplifting when you have outside support from organizations like deathpenaltyaction.org, fighting to make a difference in people's lives. Also, shout outs to the Italian Coalition Against the Death Penalty. We recently established communications with leaders of their organization as well. We're also interested in collaborating with the Texas Prison Alliance to keep advancing prisoner rights. So if anyone from the Prison Show or anyone listening can make a direct connection for us, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, to everyone on death row, stand strong and keep fighting no matter how rough life can be at times. It's always worth living and fighting for. True facts. And hopefully, in the next few years, once we see a shift in power within Washington, D.C., we can swiftly take advantage of that political leverage in order to officially ban the death penalty nationwide for federal and state prisoners. Me and my brother Atiq Weston have created a federal bill called the Killing the Death Penalty Act that seeks to revise the 8th Amendment of the United States Constitution in order to ban the death penalty as a cruel and unusual punishment. So know that we're fighting for everyone on death row as well, because absolutely no human beings should be stripped of their human right to live their life. Right now, over 110 nations in the International Criminal Court don't impose the death penalty. This is a sign that America needs to get it together and join the effort. Real leaders lead from the front, not from behind. Once again, my name is Rashid Weston, calling in from New York. Everyone take care of yourself, and to my brother Atiq Weston, who's in the New York State prison system, keep pushing forward. And sooner or later, you're going to break through all of the degrading nonsense that the prison system is forcing you to suffer through. People can call this number for a copy of our anti-death penalty bill. The number is 845-576-2321. Again, 845-576-2321. Thank you for the shout-out time, Prison Show.
All right. How do we get, I guess I could give Tatiana the phone number.
I sent it to her. I sent her a message.
Okay, good.
I copied it and sent it on Messenger, I think is what I did. No, I bet I forwarded the email. Because he emailed us.
Man, he sounds awesome.
He's called in before.
I don't remember.
I
am losing it. I know. I am losing it. I swear.
Yeah, because we were talking about Dennis earlier, and you started with us in like 2017. That was pre-COVID. And Dennis has been here. That was after COVID.
Yeah.
So she said, Linda said she didn't think you were here that night, but I thought it might have been whenever Hank was still here, but I thought you were here too.
I rarely missed.
I know.
I mean, other than when I was sick, but.
Yeah, I know. I was going to go back and find the video.
It's probably the one time and I'm really not crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was like...
Because Terry was here. So
Terry?
His sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was his sister and his son.
Well, did she remember me?
Yeah.
She did?
Yeah.
Well, hell.
She told you. She said, well, I was here before. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
You're in
clearly.
your third stage of dementia. Whatever that means. I'm in my third stage of obesity. So.
No, David.
That's what I was told. Oh, fourth stage.
You were in the fourth stage, David.
Okay.
And that's why Diamond's like, I'm going to...
Get the pillow. Yeah.
All right.
I'm pretty big.
Let's get to Stacy.
This is to my husband, Sporty Black. Hey, baby boy. This is Wifey kissing you on Friday night tuck-in. How's the day been for you? It's been a pace day with me. I've had the little heater on. It's been a chilly day here, but it's my weather. Near 90 degrees the weekend. The girls and I are doing well. They're behaving. I've been on the machine, but I just heard from you. Our 5th, 14th, second paragraph on the recent post, so I've not had a chance to work on the recent post. I'm getting ready to place on the 2-cent summary. I called Securus PM. They said it's not recognizing your voice, and you got to shut it down and reboot it and try again. So let's see what this evening brings. Baby, it's that time. Remain healthy and safe. Stay focused and tough. You got me, boo. I love you so deeply, baby. Take care, boo.
So she said that she had the heater on. Over here, we have not. Well, I guess the...
She's in, like, Virginia. You think they need heat there?
Apparently. She just said she put the heater on.
Well, this morning, I rode the motorcycle to work, and it was a little chilly, but I don't know that I'd have a heater on. It was in the 60s.
But you were on a motorcycle. That's why you were a little chilly.
Well, if I'd have been on Sylvia, I'd have had the heater on. That CVO had heated grips and heated seats, and that's the one I did the Iron Butt Challenge on. I'm up in Indiana and riding in the winter.
Yeah. Okay, how about Mr. Jason?
Hello, Madam Dani. Mama Linda and Cowboy Dave. And everyone who can hear my voice across the fruited plain from sea to shining sea, this is your virtual mentor, Jason. Here we are together again on the radio. Shout out to my brothers at the Walls unit, at the for the mentor team, and to my brothers at the Ferguson trustee camp mentor team. Hey guys, I am gonna miss you tomorrow because I am going to the CDCJ summit. So I will be praying for you. Yeah. So as bittersweet as I hate to miss you guys, but it's for a good cause, and we're gonna hope to spread the word and hopefully open some new units so that more brothers and sisters can experience a mentor program at their units. And of course, shout out Dennis DRD, Mr. McGee, and all the brothers at the Ellis Kairos team. I guess they were short-staffed last month, so we didn't get to come and see you, but hopefully that'll be remedied here this month. So imagine for a moment that you are on a small fishing boat or maybe a kayak, and you're rowing across a flowing river. You're calm and you're focused. And then suddenly, you feel the jolt of another boat crashing into you from behind. Now, instantly, your calm mood changes to anger. Your heart rate spikes. You're ready to turn around and shout at someone. You think, how can someone be so careless? I mean, what is wrong with this person? And you turn around and you realize the boat is empty. And just like that, your anger disappears. The same collision occurred, the same impact on your boat. However, there appears to be no one to blame. You see, your reaction wasn't just about the event, it was about the meaning that you gave it. That's actually called attribution. It's when your brain automatically assigns intent to an event. You think, they disrespected me. They did it on purpose. They're trying to hurt me. However, most of the time, that story isn't true at all. What if the other boat was just stressed or overwhelmed or distracted or just dealing with their own pain, navigating their own storms? So when you remove the assumed intention, your anger drops, the clarity increases, and your peace returns. So, something to consider the next time someone bumps into you into your path. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. That's James chapter 1, verse 19. Hey guys, keep hoping, keep believing, keep your head up and your eyes on the Lord. Take care of yourself and your neighbor too. And I will see Adam, Dani, and Mama Linda. I'll see you at the summit tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys, everyone, next time. Have a good night.
You too, Jason. See you tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Now we have Ben.
Hey, Dani, what's going on?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How y'all doing down here?
We're making it.
I know that's right. I want to do a shout out to everybody at the Arizona Department of Corrections. And shout out to everybody in the free world too. To Dani, that's wrong, angels, really angels. And I just want to spread positivity across the world.
Aw, that's sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Have a great weekend.
So,
Bye-bye. All right. So, real quick, I want to do a few shout-outs to Mr. Wheatley. Mr. Wheatley, how you doing? All right. And Bo, Farron, T. Hope you got my message, T. Kelsey Young, Randy Halprin, Larry at the Huntsville unit, Brett, Troy Glover, Greg Bryant, Travis Fletcher, Eddie at the Wainwright unit, Brandon, hope you got the pictures, Joel at the Hughes unit, Jay and Chucky at the Wynn unit, Leroy, Jeff Pribble, Will Spear, Rexalicious, hey Rexalicious, and of course, CJ. I did it real quick.
You wasn't on speed dial.
No.
Linda, you got some shout-outs to make?
I do.
She's over here texting me.
Who's texting you? Linda?
Linda, we're in the same room and she's texting me.
What the?
We never get to talk, so I had to talk to her.
You're on the air.
Oh, okay. All right, good evening, guys. James Davis II, James Davis III, John Banos, Caron Otis, Hauser New Binary Nubian, Bryant Kendrick. I just love that. I just found out what that meant. Andrew Tinney.
You just found out?
Yeah, I just found out yesterday.
I thought I told. Okay.
Marcus Robinson, Dr. Sean Truitt, Charles Richard, Kevin Lights, Camera Action Jackson, Amelia Breckenridge, Greg Woodard, Coy Simpson, Michael Turner, Michael Faulkner, Alonzo Harden, William F. Owen Sr., happy birthday, Paul DeVoe, Erneston, Emmanuel Etanine, Dennis Price, Robert Robertson, Big Flo, Iron Thunder Horse, Bill Sims, CJ, Jaime Cole, Tyrone Williams, Will Spear, Richard Pylan,
Ronald Haskell, Franklin Davis, Charles E. Bolton, Lucky Ward, David Wood, Gregory Allen, Kelsey Young, Jerry Caruso, Aaron James Holt, Gustavo Guzman, Kelvin Rivers, Joey Vila, David Tripolline, Sebastian Vargas, Garland Harper, Tyrone Jamal Williams, James May, Albert Palmer, Thomas Craig, James Salazar, or Jesus Salazar, Jason Ray Smith, Adolph Dela Cruz, Ever Valdemir Gardardo, Raymond Shelton, Antone Jones, Christian Duche Cooper, and excuse me, Antoine Duche, and he wrote a book called Cooper Book. Mihad Timmons, Mike Timmons, boy, I'm messing up tonight.
Ooh, Lord,
Chris
Linda.
Stafford, Jerome Bryant, Edwin Gus Snyder, Jackie Keeter, Benjamin Westerhoff.
Linda.
My list is so long, I'm getting tongue-tied. Vanessa Escobar, disc jockey. Robert T. Lusty, happy birthday to you. Don Giovanni, Joe Angel Madero Sr., Alex Rigsby, Michael Gabriel Morin, LaRon Godfrey, Forrest Pyle, Desmond McClure, Arthur Wright, John Naz, Kenneth Whitley, and Vincent Baker. Have a great night, guys.
I thought it was supposed to be Mr. Wheatley.
Oh, Mr. Whitley?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Whitley.
Oh, my God. And I wanted to give a shout out back at you, Ben. You okay, Linda? Did you fall?
Every time I shut my list down, they get mad at me.
Oh, you're still on the air, Linda.
I was trying to turn her off. She's steadily talking. She didn't fall, though. She was just rolling her chair.
Oh, okay. It sounded like she fell.
No. And she just keeps on talking.
She
She's like Glory. Talking across the room.
And then when Gloria doesn't hear you, what? I love Gloria. What?
What? Can you hear me now?
Everybody can hear Gloria.
What? At least she wasn't cussing.
You know what she did at the
Cuss?
Besides that, I mean, she picked up the mic and she looked at
The guard in the tower, and that's why he had a silencer on his rifle.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
no, you got a silencer on.
And he just sat there staring at her. So for those, she asked the officer who was in the tower why he had a silencer on his rifle. Of course, she didn't say it nice.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a silencer. It's just part of the muzzle. It's the type of rifle it is.
No, it was one, and the reason why they have it, we were told, is because it won't hurt their ears when they shoot. I'm like, how often do they shoot? I mean, really, how often? I mean, usually we would hear about it if they shot. I don't know, but all the officers in the front had tasers.
So I know who Ben is now.
You do?
Yeah, he's been texting me. He got out. He's in Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
And he said, thanks for all that we do. And for real, tell Miss Linda I said hello. And tell Dani she's my favorite person / celebrity.
Well, thank you, Ben.
You know, we think of ourselves as common folks. But whenever I first got out and I went down to meet Ray and Gloria and all them, they were all on my hero list. They were all celebrities. Yeah. So now we're in that we're in that boat.
Yeah, I sure don't feel it. My bank account doesn't.
My bank account doesn't feel it. Nope.
Not at all.
But I will have to thank Stephanie Martin for the donation. She made a donation.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Went right in the prison show bank account.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
And so is it my turn? I get to make shout-outs? What time is it? It's almost that time.
Yeah, it's almost.
I'd like to shout out to Benjamin Baez, Eric Hensley, Larry Johnson, Michael Perez, of course, Stephanie Martin, John Thomas, Matthew Long, Tyrell Dubois, Kenneth Shepard, Timothy Bradford, Ronald Poole, Derek MacArthur, Zachary Schenk, Anthony Thomas, Robert T. Lusty, Daniel Farrell, Ronald Davis, James McElrath, Aaron Holt. I'm kind of skipping through, guys. If you can't tell, I'm trying to open up my Secures here.
We can tell.
I don't know why Secures takes so much time.
Because it sucks.
Did she say that?
I did.
Let's see. Bill R. Sims. You know, sometimes you send me messages and I ain't got a clue what you're talking about.
He doesn't either.
Charles Flores, Cornelius Robinson, 3RD, Dennis Lee Richardson, Dennis Price. We really enjoyed the canyon tonight, man. Hope you get to your destination really soon. Douglas Rivera, Jay Van Story, Jeremy Adler, Joe Ramirez, Kenny Morissette, Kenny Travis, Paul Sims, Pete Sines, Roderick Johnson, Rodney Reed, Sharon, Sonny Wilson, Will Spear, and Clinton. I heard some good stuff from you, Clinton. I hear you're out and about and doing really good.
Clinton?
Clinton, he's in population. He's not in SEG anymore.
I thought you meant out. I was like, what?
On the inside, that is out.
Well, yeah, but I'm not on
You
there.
spend years in SEG, and then you get in general population. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's CJ spent 26 years in SEG, so
Yeah.
he was, yeah.
So how long has he been in population now?
Only a few years.
Yeah. So it's awesome. Look, we got to stay tuned for Skylar Dawn, and man, y'all try and stay cool. Keep your heads up.
Don't turn a heater on.
Don't turn the heater on. Well, hopefully they won't. But Stacy did.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. My And to all the laughers, the men sitting on the road, try to keep your heads up. You ain't me if you got home. It's Friday.